Today we have a big project to work on. Today I'm going to cut that hole in the roof here and install my vent fan. Or at least the top part of it. I don't know if I'm going to get the whole, obviously I'm not going to probably get the whole project done today. So we're going to get the opening cut today and get the top piece installed. That's the goal. Hopefully I have everything I need for it. I hope I got all the parts I needed. But we're going to get this installed. Now first, my usual disclaimer that this is not a how-to channel. I'm showing you how I'm working on my projects on my van. I don't do things the right ways. I do sometimes tend to cut corners. It always usually works out in the end. But this is not a how-to channel. Make sure you do your own research if you're going to be taking on a project like this. This is how I'm doing it. So I'm going to be skipping a lot of steps in the video. I'm just showing the processes I'm working on it. Don't follow my example. Do your own research. Anyway, so we got a couple of things we already did. First of all, I had to remove a layer of the insulation from the ceiling up here. So this is where I'll be installing it. So I removed a layer of the insulation up here already. I did that using just a simple knife here. Cut along it. Cut that out, cut the layer out, so I'd remove the layer of the reflectix and one layer of the insulation. This stuff here I'm going to leave up here. I'm just going to cut through it though. The other thing I worked on is that I wanted this to embed into that opening in the ceiling up here. But when I set this whole thing up, I didn't really plan it all out. I didn't own this. I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing. So I had just left a gap in the wood paneling up here to fit it in. The problem is, let me aim you guys back up just a little bit again here and see what I'm up against here. The problem is that I didn't quite make this opening big enough to fit this into it. I want this fully embedded into the ceiling, so it's not sticking down at all. So I don't really want it on top of the wood. I want it inside. So that was the plan I had. The problem was being that I didn't leave the opening big enough on the wood right here to fit it in there. So I had two options. Option one was to try to trim the wood itself and make the opening bigger. Wasn't quite sure how to do that successfully and neatly while leaving it still on the ceiling, so I probably would have had to have taken some of the panels down and cut them. And I was a little concerned that I'd never get them back up again the same way if I did that. So I didn't really want to take the panels down if I didn't have to. Option number two, which is the one I chose to do, was trim the fan itself. So you can see I actually trimmed a little bit up here, and I trimmed a little bit down there, so now it fits nicely into the opening here. But otherwise it didn't quite fit. So all I did to do that is I just took a piece of metal stock, an aluminum bar, and a couple clamps, clamped it on there. Again, took the same knife, cut counting along the side of the metal there in a straight line, and cut it several times, scarring into it until I got enough cut through it that I could just break it off, and that's what I did. Did the same thing on the other side too. So now this fits perfectly in there. I didn't have to trim off much, only about an inch, half inch on each side. Fits in there nicely. I cut the opening just big enough for it to fit too, and that's where I'm at on that. And now I got to mark off where I need to actually cut the big hole out, and I'm going to be drilling 4 holes, one in each corner, big enough to fit the jigsaw. Well, at least I'm going to mark them off here with a small drill bit on this side. Then I'm going to use a step bit to drill a hole big enough to be able to fit the jigsaw blade through. Oh boy, this should be fun. Not looking forward to it, but we're going to do this. It's about time I get this done. The other thing I did is that yesterday I climbed up on the roof and removed one crossbar, the one that was going right over where the fan's going to come up, and my solar panel. So that's also, I had to remove my bar that holds my floodlights too. So that all had to come off temporarily. We'll put that back on when we're done. Oh, it's going to be nice to have this installed though. We got a heat wave coming up, so I'm trying to get this done today because I don't want to be climbing up on the roof when the temperature's over 90 degrees. So right now it's in the 70s, so right now it's good. Now's a good time to get this done. Okay, so this is going to be the point of no return here. I've marked off where I'm going to be putting my 4 holes. I'm going to drill 4 pilot holes that I can see through the top of the van where I want to actually put everything when I'm done here. So let's just do it and get it over with. Maybe not. Well, find a sharper drill bit, I guess. Alright. This one's strong. It's sharp enough to do the job here, so. Let's see. 1 down, 3 more to go. It's bright and it's hot up here. Imagine what it's going to be like in a couple days when the temperature starts hitting up in the 90s. Anyway, this is the, hopefully you can see this because I can't see that's on the screen to see if you can see it right, but this is the square I need to cut out right there. So next we got to get the step bit and make these 4 holes here bigger. There we go. That was easy. So you can see the jigsaw made very quick work of this cut. I had to stop filming though partway into the process, so I know you missed a lot of that cut there, but the vibrations were causing the camera to slip out of position and I couldn't pay attention to the saw and the camera at the same time, so for safety purposes I decided to take the camera off the roof of the van and just focus on cutting. But as you can see, I've got the hole cut. Now I'm going to see if this fits. It probably won't fit. Probably didn't cut the hole big enough. No, I didn't quite. That's what I was afraid of. I'm going to have to file it out to get this to fit right. But we'll get there. So that's the next test, to get this thing to fit right. Okay, it's been a few days since the last clip. We're right in the middle of a heat wave now. Temperatures are up in the 90s every day. What do we... well, it's 87 right now. I can't tell you what the we peaked out. I know it was around 95, but because of the sun reflecting off the roof of the van, my weather station thinks we reached a peak of 103, but that's not true. It was about 95 though. As you can see, we've got the fan installed. It's not wired in yet, but it is installed. And yes, if you can hear that background noise, my van is being air conditioned right now. I put in a portable air conditioner in the van, so it was having troubles trying to pull air in from the front cab area where it gets really hot, and the thing wasn't working very well, so I added these cardboard pieces to it and a booster fan to help circulate the air in it a bit, and it's working. I mean, when the sun's beating down on the van, it's struggling, but yes, I have air conditioning in Wolf Van Jack for now, at least while I'm in the driveway and I can plug into the grid. I'll show you how I got the hoses set up on it. So I just got them coming out the side passenger window here. This is the hose that actually goes to the air conditioner. This is an extra one. I actually converted my single hose portable air conditioner into a dual hose one. So the way these air conditioners work, the single hose ones need to pull air in someplace to push it out that exhaust, and that makes them way less efficient because it's going to pull air in from other places inside the van, so to get that exhaust going. So I took a cardboard box, cut it up, taped it off to the side of the air intake for that exhaust function, and added another hose into it, cut a circular hole in the side of that box, stuck the hose into it, stuck that out the window, and I turned it into a dual hose air conditioner. So yeah, my air conditioner is sitting there with a whole bunch of cardboard taped all over it right now. But it's working, it's keeping the van cool and comfortable, and yeah, I've been enjoying it. So yeah, I should have showed you the roof vent on the top of the van too. I stopped filming after a while because I just wanted to get the project done. So there's a lot that still needs to be done yet, but on the inside, but the outside part is done. I just wanted to get it done because the day was getting longer and it was hot, and I just wanted to get done. Stopping to reposition the camera and everything else was becoming a pain, so but here's the finished roof vent on top of the van. No, it's not the cleanest looking caulking job ever, but it works. So now my next project is to get this wired in, and I want to see if we can get this up and running. We can get that fan to actually, you know, turn on. That would be nice. Not that I want it on right now because it'll screw up the air conditioning, but it would be nice to have this wired in. So the first thing I need to do is take it back down again. Alright, so there's just 4 screws that hold this on. Just a matter of getting those to come off. I got the fan removed. Next I'm going to socket and ready to run the wire. So when I built the ceiling, I actually left a gap right here between the tiles that I'm going to be running the wire through. So I had a path planned out for the wire and everything from the beginning. Now later on I'm going to get some really thin wood just to cover up the gap once the wire is in place, but I don't have that right now. I found some very thin wood down in my basement of all places, so I'm all set. I actually had the wood I needed. Right now I just use those staples to put it in. They're sticking down a little bit. We'll get some better tacks for it later. But it's holding the wire in place. I got it running down here, down along there, under the bed and into the fuse box. This is all wired in. It's got a 5 amp fuse on it, and it should work. So it's time for the moment of truth. Open that up. We have a fan. It works. We have a working fan in the van. And I got the light. And I got the light and the fan. We're all set. Okay, I don't need that running because I get the air conditioner going, but it works. We have a working fan in the system here. Good. That part of the project is done. I don't have to do that one again for a while. At some point in the not too distant future we'll invest in a speed controller for it, because I don't need it running at full speed all the time. It'd be nice to be able to slow it down some, quiet it down some, so we'll have to work on that. But in the meantime, I have it running, so that's good. So I'm going to enjoy the air conditioning here for a bit more. Yeah, I'm going to rest for a bit. I can put all my tools away. But that's this project. Now, well, I just have to wait for it to rain to see if I got it all sealed well enough. At least we got it up, we got it running. Anyway, if you got any comments, let me know. We'll be heading back out on the road on the next video. So, in the meantime, thanks for watching. Remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. I'll talk to you guys later.